Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this week's coffee break. This morning, we're going to be talking about Milestone Systems. With us this morning is Hunter Robinson, who is the Channel Business Manager for the Pacific Northwest for Milestone Systems. My name is Neil Ryder. I'm the Senior Account Manager for Long Building Technology Security Solutions. And we appreciate you all taking your time this morning to join us, and hopefully we'll pass along some information that will be useful to you with your video systems. So Hunter, take it away.
Thank you very much, Neil. As Neil said, my name is Hunter Robinson. I am the Channel Business Manager for Milestone Systems here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm based right out of Portland, Oregon, where Milestone's North American headquarters are also located as well. For those of you who do or do not know, Milestone is one of the leading VMSs in the world, video management solutions. So we create and develop the software that ties together security systems, video, access control, analytics, license plate recognition, all of that. And Milestone is solely focused on video management. We do not manufacture or develop cameras. We're not developing access control. We're partnering with those solutions and other manufacturers, but we are solely focused on the VMS itself. And through that, we are really dedicated to creating the leading VMS out there. We are 100% owned by Canon. However, we are a standalone organization, meaning that Milestone is still branded Milestone. We are still making our own R&D decisions and budget decisions. And so the advantage there is that we have the solid financial backing of a very large global organization, but get to maneuver in the manner that we need to be the best we can. And we're not the only ones that Canon owns. We have a family of video surveillance products. As you can see here, 2014, Canon acquired Milestone and then started making very, very quick acquisitions of Axis Communications, which is one of the largest camera manufacturers in the world, Arcules, which is a VSaaS or cloud solution, and BriefCam, which is an advanced video analytic. Together, we have an ecosystem that rounds out a solution for our end users and our channel partners. So as I kind of mentioned earlier, why is Milestone unique, or what are the differentiators for Milestone? And the first is that we work with technology partners. We want to provide an open platform that allows people to leverage our API and allows them to create their own unique integrations to Milestone that will enhance their product and also ours. This really centers around the idea of seamless integration. When you're using Milestone and you're using certified solutions that we have vetted and we have tested, this is going to be a working product. You can rest assured that the camera or the video analytic that you're working with is going to work with Milestone. There's no ambiguity there. This allows you the freedom of choice to choose a best-in-class solution. You're going to have scenarios where you may want a specific camera manufacturer because you already have those cameras on other locations, or you may like the video analytics of a certain manufacturer. And having that breadth of integration allows you to choose what works best for your organization, budget, technology-wise, and future-proofing that solution.
So Hunter, can I interject a question there? So what if I have a variety of cameras, different manufactured cameras currently? I'm going to add additional cameras, but it may be a different brand altogether. How does Milestone address potentially the different drivers, the different firmware versions, that type of thing?
Absolutely, and you beat me to the punch. Great question. So out of the 10,000 total integrations that Milestone currently has globally, 7,000 of them are unique camera SKUs, models, and manufacturer. So one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is being able to step into an existing solution where you may have a variety of camera manufacturer and knowing that those are going to work with us, and also allowing you to upgrade those cameras with a new model or new models of camera without worrying that they're not going to work. We have a lot of customers who may have 4 or 5 different manufacturers of camera, but they all operate and interface with Milestone in the same manner because they're using a certified integration. To that end, drivers are also one of the things that Milestone focuses on, and we release up to 4 driver packs a year to make sure we're staying current with new camera models.
Well, that's huge, right? Because you come across all different types of firmware drivers in the camera world today. What about you say you stay current? Is there an ongoing, like if Bosch or Axis or any of the camera manufacturers, as they change their firmware, is Milestone made aware of that? How does Milestone address that?
Absolutely. So not something I'm presenting today, but a large portion of Milestone's efforts are within our community partners section. Bosch, Hanwha, Axis are the three camera manufacturers that are platinum partners, which means we have direct communication between our R&D groups and our road mapping groups. So we have insight and eyesight, I should say, into their next camera releases. We are working directly with their development teams to make sure that when those cameras are released, we have already developed the integrations and are ready for the next device pack. It is something that we're always working with, right? Where the camera guys are out there pushing their next best.
Yep.
We want to make sure that we're ready to work with that product.
What about legacy analog cameras? How did Milestone address that?
Yeah, so Milestone is completely IP. The software is completely IP based. However, legacy analog cameras are still going to be operational through encoders. And we have a number of manufacturers out there, again, Axis, Bosch, Hoko's another one out there, that have approved encoders. And the advantage there is that when we're licensing cameras, it's 1-to-1. When we're licensing analog, it's 1 to your encoder. So you could potentially purchase an encoder with 64 camera inputs. That's just one license.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And so to that end, Milestone has a selection of video software based on your needs, your site size, or your camera count. As I was telling Neil earlier, the advantage is that the front and back end, so the software you look at and the software you set up is all the same regardless of the version you use. The differences are going to be the ability to, excuse me, have multi-server, multi-site where you can see the distinction here, unlimited number of cameras, and then you can start seeing some of the advantages here with more unique distributed operation, federation, failover, things like that. Most of our customers, and I mean 85% of the customers in the Pacific Northwest, live right here in this professional press. It allows them as many cameras as they want, and you can take that software and install it on as many devices as you want. That could be individual guard stations, that could be iPad, that could be iPhone, that could be on your home computer. Once you purchase that single base license, it's yours for life. You own it forever and in perpetuity. You can install it as many times as you want.
What about, I have multiple buildings, multiple sites, but some have 10 cameras, some have 50 cameras. I mean, what software would work best in that scenario?
Again, we would normally look right at the Professional Plus because you can take that, think of it as like a Windows installation. You can take that and install it on as many cameras, or excuse me, as many devices as you want. And then as each camera gets installed on each individual location, you're simply purchasing a device license for it. You can also tier the way it's looked at or the way the software is being utilized by login. So building 3 may have its own unique login so that when guard staff goes into building 3, they log in using building 3's credentials, they can only see building 3's software. Building 4 has a unique one, so on and so forth. You can also have a setup where the building administrator or the head of the guard staff has the ability to log in and see all cameras. And you can always update this on the fly. This is a very easy credential setup so that if you need to add a new user or you want to remove privileges, you can do that within 20 seconds.
Great. And you say the vast majority, 85% of the Pacific Northwest live within the Professional Plus. Would that be across verticals, say commercial real estate, education market? Is that's across verticals?
Correct. So Milestone has not traditionally set itself up as a vertically based organization. However, you are correct. We do have regionally focused efforts. K through 12 is obviously going to be not only the Pacific Northwest #1 vertical, but also Milestones globally. As such, we have a standing 15% discount for any educational institution that is using Milestone on all items purchased. Commercial real estate is another very, very large one. as we start seeing more and more buildings come up and we start seeing urban expansion, Milestone has been a very, very popular software solution because it works with that bevy of different products. And then healthcare. That's been the big one down here in Portland, also up in Seattle, where we've seen these very large scale solutions leveraging some of the more advanced software and expert or corporate.
Okay, great.
So one of the last things I wanted to close up on was, you hear a lot about cloud, you hear a lot about, you know, can I start taking my software off-prem? When you're working in a network or IT environment, servers can sometimes be one of the banes of existence because they have fail points, they have reoccurring costs over 3 to 5 year periods. And a lot of people are looking at ways to reduce their CapEx and start moving that cost into an OpEx. So Milestone has multiple cloud solutions that allow you to step away from on-prem. The first is XProtect on AWS. We have a partnership exclusive currently with AWS that allows you to actually take your license key, which is the unique identifier of your software version, and load it onto AWS Marketplace. This is almost like setting up an Amazon Prime account and then selecting the server stuff that you need: video retention, speed, whether or not you want quick downtime or uptime. And this works across all deployments. So again, as you can see, this could be single site on-prem, off-prem. It may be that the larger hospital, which has 400 cameras, needs to have immediate video retention. They've got to be able to pull video instantaneously, but they want to archive the last 30 days up into the cloud. So this allows a lot of flexibility with the largest cloud provider in the world. So we know redundancy is going to be strong. We know that they're going to have the strength to carry locally and globally.
What about mobile? What about mobile apps in regards to that? The accessing my video with mobile, my smartphone.
Yeah, so one of the advantages to Milestone or XProtect on AWS is there's zero loss of functionality when it comes to what we offer as a software. A lot of times you'll see cloud solutions that have more limited solutions. They have a limited software pack, or they don't work with a lot of cameras. Because we're taking the entire instance and putting it into the cloud, all functionality exists, including mobile solutions.
Okay, great, great.
The other solution that we have is with our sister company, Arcules, if you remember from the first slide, and they are what we call a VSaaS. They're video surveillance as a service. This means that everything is autonomously managed by them. By setting up an account with Arcules, they do all of the updating, which is done daily. They will do configuration for you. They will do everything that you need through an HTML login. And this really allows these disparate locations, maybe not the large hospital, but the small clinic that only has 6 to 8 cameras. It allows them to move away from the expensive hardware costs of individual sites by simply deploying a small gateway device, leveraging the cameras that they want. Again, Arcules is fully open. They are not restrictive to a specific camera or model. They allow you to choose, but you still get to use the Milestone VMS interface as kind of the global security office. So you get to use that as your head end and these smaller sites with Arcules.
And in a general question too, a little different than the Arcules solution, how does it interface with the access control systems?
Great question.
And the cost around that?
Great. So Milestone has 2 types of integrations with access control. Not every access control manufacturer is going to have both integrations, but we have either an integration where we are sending video to the access control, or they are sending access control events to our VMS. In the instance that we're sending video to the access control, we don't charge anything. It would simply be whatever the license cost is for that access control company. Linnell is a key partner of Milestone's both in the Northwest and globally. And we actually waive those integration fees. So when we're sending video to them, they waive the integration fee. When they're sending video to us, currently we have a program where all licensing is free, so that you're getting door events. So door jammed open, alarm comes up in Milestone, video pops up that says, this is the door I'm looking at, here's why it's jammed open. Or you can do badge readers, right? Employee comes into the office at 9:01 a.m. There's their face right there on the camera and their badge swipes up.
Okay, great. Excellent.
And, well, I guess I can leave it right there. But again, with Arcules, we're really trying to provide the differences and variety in how you move towards an off-prem solution, as opposed to having one set way to do this. We realize there is not going to be a single fit and form for customers. This is the type of thing that we want to have as a discussion and start asking organization, what does your cloud and IT roadmap look like for the next 5 years? How can we maybe start you here as an on-prem solution and in 3 years be ready to migrate away from that so that you can start saving on those capital costs?
Excellent, Hunter. Thank you for your time this morning. Much appreciated. Thank you everyone for your time as well. We like to keep it short, and please, if you have additional information or interest in the Milestone software, contact myself. Contact information is on the screen, or any long account executive that you're used to working with. Please join us next week, March 11th at the same time, 10 a.m. for our building automation senior account executive, Andy, and his topic will be air purification. What are you using? So thanks again, everyone, and we'll talk to you next week.